No.
Oh. Welcome back to Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy. Alongside me on my right is...
Cronus, merry, happy, whatever, holidays.
We got a special guest with us. What do you want to be called? I forget.
The captain's fine.
The captain.
Yeah. You gonna do like the whole captain thing?
Captain Morgan?
Oh, yeah. The captain.
We should have got you drunk before we did this.
Yeah.
Awesome captain.
This will be a special cast.
Yeah.
No Boo, no Old Ninja, obviously no Stitch. We're down here in San Diego, Chula Vista.
Chula Vista. We're in Chulawana. It's great. This place has vastly changed since I first came to SoCal.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it like borders on bougie a little bit, but it's super nice. We're in like basically a mansion right now. Y'all didn't know. So my brother's house, you can fit 3.5 houses in it. I'm not exaggerating at all. Like I'm literally not exaggerating. If you go for like the actual size of the plot, way more than that.
Yeah.
So,
2 or 3 more.
Yeah. We can actually have the camera if you guys want the camera, since we're not whatever. Cool. It seems like I'm talking to you now.
Yeah. And he's been the captain has been hosting, which has been awesome. We spent all of Christmas down here, and we'll be here throughout the week. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. We're having a good time, so I'm glad everybody can make it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been 7 years since we've done this down here. Last time we came down was 7 years ago. Me and K-Mac were sort of boyfriend. We were boyfriend girlfriend at that point, but we were still pretty new. So yeah, and we had a really good time back then. We do this more often. We keep saying that we gotta do it more often. It's cool to see like our kids playing with their cousins.
Yep.
And it's weird for me to be an adult and seeing kids get scolded at and knowing that at no time it's never gonna get to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always just gonna stay over there and like watching little kids get in trouble is funny to me now.
Well, what's great is it's a continuation of what our moms did from last generation. If y'all don't know, the 3 of us were playing together back in the 80s, getting into fights and playing video games and riding bikes and all that kind of fun stuff. And now we're seeing an entire younger generation doing the same exact goddamn thing.
Yeah.
So
it's fun.
Awesome.
It's good. It's a lot of fun. So especially for the kids.
Yeah.
So
let's jump on into something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, we got a whole bunch to get into. But one of the things we did today, we saw a big-ass superhero movie.
Did.
Yeah.
Saw Into the Spider-Verse.
It was great. It was good film. So, yeah, I was impressed that Sony pushed out a good flick.
Yeah. I mean,
good Marvel flick.
To me, it was easily the best Spider-Man movie ever. And that's handily. And it's up there with like one of the best comic book movies of all time, in my opinion. It makes me think that these live-action ones should have some being animated, because it was right at home being animated. They had like all these cues they can only get really in animation. You know, they had like the talk bubbles when they hit people. It would make like they would say like the noise and stuff. So that was pretty dope. And the color palette that they used was really good as well. So.
There will be some spoilers in this. Y'all should have already seen it. It's been out for a little over 2 weeks. They saw it for the first time. I saw it. This is my second time going. I was not disappointed even my second time with this goddamn movie. What did y'all think of the villains in this?
They were good. They were all like reimagined, and you saw what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I thought that the Hobgoblin was a Hobgoblin, right?
Green Goblin.
Yeah. The fact that he was like huge was really different. I think my favorite one though was Doc Ock.
Yeah.
You know, she was pretty dope. She was a female this time, and like her arms were not metallic. They were like this either organic or like soft material that would like pulse. You know, so that was really dope.
Almost like plastic tubing with air through it.
Yeah,
almost. I don't know.
Kind of, yeah. But looked like when she pulsed, looked like she had some strength in there. Like
yeah.
She could use it. Yeah. So it was good.
What did you think of the giant refrigerator man of Kingpin?
That's the way they're supposed to do it. I mean, he's supposed to be a big guy, you know. So I thought that was really cool. The way they made him super physically imposing on everybody, and he didn't mess around with the strength. So
He will shoot your ass.
Yeah.
He does some killing.
He can't punch you; he'll just shoot you. Punch you with bullets.
Yeah, he was very big, very imposing. So it was good to see. I liked how they kept his the Daredevil-ish type of genre of him. through this. It was nice. It was nice to see.
Good
So,
shit.
yeah, the Vincent D'Onofrio kind of version.
You can see his influence.
Yeah, it was definitely there.
So, I mean, that was in the comics too.
Was it?
Yeah, it was in the comics. Yeah. So it wasn't like that one guy that played Kingpin. That was awful.
Way back in the day, Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Daredevil back in the 2000, late Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah. It's a shame that he passed away, but that role shouldn't have been created for him.
No.
We get a chance to see Miles Morales for the very first time on screen in a film. Did y'all get a sense that this was truly his movie, or not enough Miles, or the perfect amount, and all the other Spider people? Let's talk about this. Let's break this down. What did you all think about the spiders in this Spider-Verse film?
Yeah, I like the fact that they were doing like mini origin stories, but the main origin story was of Miles. So that was the way that they did that, and the way that they kind of broke the fourth wall with the comic books. Yeah. Because like basically Miles Morales is in a world where, you know, Peter Parker is, and so, but also the comic book of Peter Parker is. So it's like weird for him, like, you know, when he first starts getting his powers, is like literally flipping through comic. I'm not giving anything really away, but he's flipping through comic books to like really see like what to do next. I thought that was pretty cool. And like every time they did somebody's backstory, they would show like the cover of their origin comic, and so I thought that was really neat.
What about you, Captain?
I thought it was good. I thought overall, I liked how they tied in just the origin sequence at the very beginning. For each spider, they tied in very nicely, and then tied in all the way back to the end of the story where Miles had to say the same thing. And it made the story complete. So from start to finish, it was good. So
yeah, and the voice acting talent was top notch. Only just said in the chat room that Lee Shriver was the voice of Kingpin. I didn't know that.
Oh really? Okay.
I knew that. The one that sounded familiar to me was Spider-Man Noir was Nicolas Cage. Yeah. So I knew that one right away.
The blonde Spider-Man at the very beginning was Chris Pine.
Oh,
yeah. So I thought he did a pretty good job. His voice is obviously different from the Peter
B. Parker.
Yeah, Peter B. Parker.
Yeah, and he was that little tiny annoying guy. Forget his name. He was in that movie with Ice Cube, right?
Yeah,
where he has to fight him.
I think so.
Is it that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I like that movie.
Yeah,
that was the one with him and his daughter. Had that
recital or whatever.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the whole thing. I didn't like the whole stuff.
The recital part was awesome.
Oh, was it really?
If you ever get a chance to look at that,
it's
good. It's funny.
They also had what's he saying?
No, Samantha is always dank in chat.
I love Samantha. Shout out to Samantha.
Where are you? Hey, what's up?
She's asking about all these BBCs.
Yeah. She's always in there. We appreciate you every Wednesday. They had an awesome Latina playing from the woman, I forget her name, but from New York Undercover, playing the mom in this. And one of my favorite things is she speaks Spanish to Miles, and Miles responds in Spanish, no subtitles, even though there are thought bubbles, as Kronos alluded to at the beginning. Yeah. And I thought that was kind of a subtle way of just saying, hey, this is what it is. He's bilingual, you know, and you get on board. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I really loved the like when he was doing graffiti. Like that was pretty dope. And like his relationship with his uncle Aaron was really good. That's in the comic as well. You know, they have a lot of kind of ancillary villains and stuff like that, and just like the amount of Easter eggs in that was dope. Like if you're watching the movie, go through and actually when they open up a phone and they go through contacts, like read contacts. Like those contacts are like super Easter eggs. So that was like Bendis was one of them. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So,
the creator. The creator of Miles Morales Spider-Man. So he's only been around since 2010. That's what I keep going back to. I love the fact that he's newish but feels so familiar, especially to new audiences. The other great thing is we saw this in Chula Vista, and theater was packed. Theater was packed.
It was great. The audience was awesome.
Yeah.
The explosion at the end when some kid was like, I couldn't stop laughing.
Families together watching it, a whole bunch of kids, obviously, but I think the adults enjoyed the shit out of it as well.
Yeah, there was lots of love from like all directions. The soundtrack was another thing that was great. Oh, that was funny because like the kids movie, but there were some of those I was like, he's talking about getting head. I'm just like, y'all can add that up too. I mean, I'm just saying. It was that Big Small song.
Yeah.
No, it was good. The soundtrack overall was excellent.
I've never been someone who associates certain music per se with Spider-Man in all of these different forms, but for this movie, it felt like it fit and there was like a Spider-Man soundtrack. Peter Parker, who we're obviously traditionally seeing as Spider-Man, he's never had like this go-to thing with music and art. You know what I mean? This is a very new phenomenon, and I appreciated that. It made Miles much more unique in a lot of ways. He's his own character, you know? Yeah. If you don't know, he has different powers from all the other Spider-Men, and they definitely explored that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also like the fact that they showed the other, you know, Spider people and like their like kind of not really nuanced, but they're like the way they did things. Like Spider Pig, like it's funny because his nostrils like mimicked his eyes.
Yes.
And then his like he would pull out like his whole thing was like a cartoonish.
Oh, very much so. Yeah. So this will fit in your pocket.
Yeah, it's like a big mallet, you know. And he would just pull out like all these like really weird like anvils and stuff, like super cartoony. I thought that was pretty funny. And then like Spider-Man Noir, everything was in black and white to him, so they're trying to explain to him like a Rubik's Cube, and he was like trying to get the colors.
So is this purple?
Yeah.
It was blue.
On second viewing, I really picked up on Spider-Gwen's performance quite a bit. I loved the fact that she's wearing ballet shoes the entire fucking time, and that's kind of cool.
I want to be honest with you. Spider-Gwen's costume is one of my favorite Spider people costumes of all time. I used to get the Spider-Gwen come for a long time. They got hit with my reducing comics, but you know I was reading it for a long time. It's a great comic. She's a great character.
Absolutely, and she is awkward with Miles at first. Yeah. I love that whole aspect of things because when you think about Spider-Man, when he is in high school, even when it's just the Peter Parker version, there is the awkward. He's an awkward nerd. And so you definitely got the sense of Miles being extremely intelligent, but awkward around girls, you know, and trying to find his own. We've all been there.
Yeah.
You know?
Shoelaces untied.
That's
by design. Really?
Fun fucking movie. What's your overall Captain rating of this film? I mean...
Well, for a Sony Marvel film, like 8.5. It was good.
That's pretty solid.
It was really good. Really good.
Favorite Spidey movie? To put you on the spot. Is this it?
Yeah, this would have to be it.
They even made fun of those Spider movies.
Yeah, this had to be it. I mean, in all honesty, from it was a complete movie from start to finish. Okay. So there was very little, you know, the villains were great, the action was great, the dialogue was awesome. You know, the soundtrack, I mean, the soundtrack was top notch. So, yeah, 8.5. It's definitely a solid movie. So, yeah.
What you got, Chronos?
I'm going to give it a 9.5.
Ooh.
Yes, that was a really good movie to me. It was way better than I expected. I mean, but the previews, they did look pretty good to me. I wasn't really interested until I saw the previews.
Yep.
But one thing I was worried about is the animation style because some of the scenes in the previews, at least, it was kind of choppy.
Yep.
But in this one, it seemed like either they fixed that or it just wasn't as like noticeable. So.
And I will say, just on the choppiness, some of it fit with the story in terms of those glitches that you're getting from the multiverse clashing. Yeah. And I didn't know that from the trailer, but there's a little bit of glitching in some of the trailer scenes even. And the blurriness, some of it is from like the comic book nature of like what are those dots called?
I understand. I love the fact they put those little dots in there too. Like it's like an old school way they would do comics. So you like these little dots. So.
And even like the focus of the camera, it just there's weird colors in this movie that are so psychedelic and out there. You feel like it's the first time seeing these colors. Correct. At least for me. Correct.
Yeah, especially when like the main glider thing.
Yeah.
Like when I was like, whoa, if you were on acid, you might have died watching that movie. So
I definitely like the way they mix the characters and how they drew them and how they were animated. Yeah. Because each character had their own specific type of animation. Yeah. They weren't all the same. And so Miles, obviously, it was his world. That was his animation as far as the background.
Yep.
But you know, each Spider-Gwen, you know, Peter B. Parker, his was different. They were all different, and so, but they all worked together.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good.
Go ahead.
Sorry, old Ninja was asking if we watch the after credit scenes. Yes, we're nerds. Come on, man.
Pretty much the whole theater stayed for that.
Yeah. It was funny because you asked me. Yeah. Because after credits, I'm like,
Marvel movie.
Yeah. Well, we got the kids and want to make sure that they were getting restless. So like, oh no, there's more.
So if anybody watched it, should I give it away?
I mean, yeah, it's been out for a couple weeks.
Okay, yeah. So it was Spider-Man 2077. So
2099.
2099, sorry, yeah.
Miguel O'Hara.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. They did like the whole meme thing.
Pointing down.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
so funny. Yeah.
From the old school 60s Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's pointing at me.
Yeah. Some parts of the movie they were so silly, you know. And then like this is one of the best Stan Lee cameos as well.
Yes.
You know, it's sad he's gone, but it was just like his whole cameo scene was great.
One of the things that just resonated with me like a motherfucker was this father-son dynamic, which you usually don't see in a Spider-Man movie except with a little bit with Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
You know,
That
he dies. But for this one, Miles and his dad and his uncle, that family dynamic, including with his mom too, but that family dynamic was central to this movie and really touching. They have the whole thing of, you know, basically, and you see it in the trailer, but a father telling his son, "I love you," and will the son say it back? And then the son is dealing with puberty and death as well, and whether he's going to respond and even respond to his dad's affection. I love that aspect of this, and it felt very fresh for a Spider-Man film. What about you guys?
Yeah, I really like that as well. Obviously, it was good to see a Spider-Man with a because he's young. You know, he's a young kid, and to have him have a mentor. You know, Peter Parker, his whole thing was him basically being kind of broken because his mentor had passed away. Two of them actually, because his parents passed away, you know, early in his life, and then Uncle Ben, you know, passed away, and so you kind of miss like somebody helping him come up. I mean, Aunt May was there, but it's different than with Miles Morales with both of his parents. You know, I thought that was really interesting. It was really good to see like a really positive father-son relationship, you know, anywhere. So. I thought that was great, and then also with his uncle, like you mentioned, Aaron, that was a great relationship because his uncle's, you know, not a good guy.
Nope.
And his dad knows it, and he's just like, you know, I don't like to hang out with him, but he still does. Like on the down low, thought that was pretty neat because, you know, if you're a bad uncle, he seems so much cooler. You know?
Yes.
So, I'm not a bad uncle.
And we're all three fathers. That's the other thing too. I mean, like on the cast, it's usually just me and Kronos coming from the father perspective so far, but all three of us are, and I think you look at things from a different lens with a story that you're already familiar with it being Spider-Man, but also, hey, I'm a dad now, there's a father in here that's having his own challenges with his kid, which we can all relate to.
Yeah, I think that's why God of War kind of did so well, is because a lot of people that played the original games, they're probably fathers now, you know, and so I think that's why it resonated so well. It was just so well written. I think we need to see more stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know?
And the boy was relatable too.
The one scene I really liked with the family dynamic was the father and the door scene.
Yeah.
So it was touching, but you could see both sides. There was the struggle, you know, between you know, the dad not trying to do too much and the kid not trying to say too much, but somehow they made it work. You know, they made it. So from both perspectives, it was good to see.
And we've all been as fathers, we're like, do I choke the shit out or just kind of let it go for a minute? You know what I mean?
And of course, as a PDNY officer, he doesn't appreciate Spider-Man, you know, but of course he loves his son, and you know, that whole dynamic is just always fun.
They kind of annoyed me, the PDNY. I'm like, you all know y'all can like let that go.
Slightly twisted, you know, reality. Different reality. This is not the 616.
It was funny if it was the NYFD. If they switch that around.
Yeah, they couldn't do that because it technically is the FD.
Oh, I mean the other way.
It is. So right now, it's FD and NY.
Yeah.
Even though for the New York PD, it's NYPD, not PD NY. Which is
it's silly.
It's silly.
Yeah, but it's alright. I mean, you said that the producers of that was the producers.
Yeah. So the producers, of course, I'm blanking on their name. Lord something, but anyway, the producers worked on. They got fired from the Han Solo movie, which bombed earlier this year. Lowest grossing Star Wars movie to date for that franchise.
That's scary.
They took those producers as they got fired before Solo was made or completed, and they worked on this. And I think obviously everybody would appreciate this movie as being a better film all the way around. What a comeuppance! So shout out to them. Of course, I think their name's Miller and Lord or something like that. But yeah, awesome guys. They're not the directors, but they definitely produced and knocked it out of the fucking park. So kudos to them. I'm going to really quickly give my rating. I'm going with a 9.6 for this. This knocked my socks off. I liked it even more the second time. One quick thing that I noticed upon second viewing, I mentioned this in the car with the kids as we were talking about it. The number 42 plays a big role in this movie. Yeah. And that is the number of the spider, the radioactive spider that actually bites Miles. What I didn't notice the first time is that there's also a connection with Brooklyn, the setting for Miles, and the number 42, because that's obviously Jackie Robinson's number for the Brooklyn Dodgers. That was another kind of wink and a nod, obviously being the first African-American pro athlete for baseball, and then Miles being Afro-Latino and the first Afro-Latino Spider-Man. But yeah, I thought that was kind of a cool wink and a nod, and Brooklyn is important to the setting of this movie.
Yeah, that was it's well thought out character, well thought out movie. I complain all the time about studios doing diversity for diversity's sake, and I think that the Spider-Verse in general they did a really good job at it, because the way that they're creating these characters, it seems like a normal thing. Yeah. And I mean, they're doing a different universe. They're not just changing up a character to kind of like do it to try to get more subscribers for diversity's sake, because that never works. And history has shown that. If y'all want to argue with me, you can look at the numbers. Yeah. I mean, you look at how all the Marvel characters that they went through this whole diversity kick, they all got either canceled or moved back to some other title, or just drastically reduced. So, but Miles Morales from the get-go, this is even before all the diversity stuff kind of kicked off.
2010.
Yeah, he was probably in the forefront of that whole thing.
Oh, for sure.
And they did him very well. I thought he was probably one of the most well thought out characters. That kind of changed up the way a beloved character looked. Yeah. But they also paid homage to Peter Parker, because in comic books, doesn't he mentors him for a little while, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that stuff like that is really important. Like the more recent ones that we've had, there's been no mentorship. There's been no. It seems like they didn't even care about these characters that have been around for a very long time that we're all used to. Just kind of just do them in the trash, just for a gender change or ethnicity change. And I think that's really disrespectful to both the fans, really. Yeah.
And just to piggyback on that, I appreciate rogues galleries. Spider-Man for Marvel has the greatest rogues gallery, and it even rivals Batman.
I was going to say,
but I was going to say for Marvel, just in the Marvel universe, there's nobody that has a better rogues gallery. Miles has his own rogues gallery. It's obviously in the Ultimate Universe where he comes from. Some of them are very similar to Peter Parker's. Some of them are completely not. And that's what I like too. Miles has a rogues gallery. A lot of the newer quote-unquote diversity characters aren't even given a rogues gallery. And that, from a comic book fan standpoint, that's problematic for me. Like, you have to have villains. Your hero's only as good as your awesome villains. So, very, very cool kudos for Miles being out. And this is the only time I'm going to mention this on this cast. Stitch did get me into Miles, like a few years back. So, Stitch was possibly right on at least getting me into Miles. Only once will I say that.
He's writing that down right now.
Yeah, exactly. He'll use it against me in memes. Yeah.
Yeah, so since it's the holiday season, are we all wrapped up?
I think that's good.
Talked about it for a while. Christmas was yesterday. I brought the equipment down, as you can see, so we can do this podcast. So thank you for taking time out to listen to this or to watch it if you're live. We really appreciate it. I guess I want to ask you guys, like, what have you been thankful for like this last year?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question.
It's been a pretty long. This year's been kind of long, seems like, but short. Yeah, it's always like everything speeds up, so it's weird.
Captain, you want to start us off?
Sure. I mean, one, I'd be thankful for the place we're sitting in.
Yeah,
that's new for me and my family, and thankful for being able to provide this to my family.
We definitely appreciate it.
It's been a big goal of mine to be able to have a place where not only my family but my friends and my kids and all can kind of congregate here, and we've shown that over the last couple of days with parties and family. We could do it, and we could do it here. So I'm very thankful for that. Thankful for my wife and my family, my kids, here. So that's it's huge. It's huge that we've gone through a lot this year with moving and We got a new roommate, my mother-in-law. 2 new dogs, and so just the support and from my family all the way around has been great. So I couldn't ask for anything more. So yeah,
it's been a good year for you, man.
It's been a great year.
Yeah,
it's been a great year. I've been able. Work has been good. Family's been good. Life in general it's on an uptick.
There you go. Yeah. You both moved this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I downsized.
No, you upsized.
I think I kind of needed to, though.
You upsized. It's all right.
And what, Spirit?
You got into the market. You got
yeah. That's my crash, but
you got into race. Yeah. It's okay.
No, it's all right. I like having something that's mine. And once we get the Infinity base up and running, I'll feel like way better. But I still feel good about, don't get me wrong, getting buying my own place. But it's just small right now and doing it out of the garage. To me, it's not like professional, and so I feel bad about all you guys had to see, like my washer and dryer in the background and my refrigerator. But it's gonna come together. So
temporary right now.
Yeah,
we're almost there. I'm super appreciative of just being able, literally every week, to come on here. Haven't kicked off this cast yet.
Yeah. HR still has got on the list.
I know what I did, though.
Zucky was testing me, man.
Yeah, man, But yeah, just being able to interact with family and friends on a consistent basis, made it through the goddamn year, and just looking forward to 2019, man. You gotta appreciate these years because nothing's promised. You know what I mean? And this was a fun year, not just from an entertainment and doing this cast standpoint, but just all the way around. More positive than negative. I'm choosing to focus on that. What you got for me?
Yeah. It's been I've been thankful for obviously buying the house. That's been great. Being able to work on my own house and doing little tiny upgrades and then work on the Infinity base. Like I feel like we learned like some serious man skills, like getting it from scratch.
Cement is heavy.
Yeah, cement is very heavy. Going from something that I thought I was going to get a kit with like walls already put together, and then getting into my driveway and it's just literally nails and wood in pieces. I was just like, well, this is going to happen, I guess.
There we go.
Yeah. But that's been good. It's been great for my oldest daughter to be like, we're not contentious. Like, there's no contention there anymore. So that's been great. Anybody that's had to deal with a teenager probably knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Like, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I think I'm there now. So that's been excellent. And then having her start pre-college, I think that was really cool. So, and also seeing my little baby growing up. So even though she kept me up at 3 in the morning, I've been up since 3 in the morning. So she travels well. But once we get there, her sleep schedule gets all messed up, and then we pay the price. But it's a small price to pay. I'm not that old yet, so.
I'm going to do a quick shout out to something that I know we mentioned last week, but it's important to bring up one more time. We have not motherfucking forgotten about the Golden Eggplant Awards.
Yeah.
So we're still going to work ferociously, and maybe within the next 2 weeks at the very most, maybe even 1 week.
Yeah.
We will have those ready for you.
Well, I think it's actually better that we do it at the beginning of the year because the first time we did it, like if we would have had the Golden Eggplants like we normally do, it's usually like in early December or late November, right?
Yeah.
But we would have totally missed the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, Spider-Verse is going on there. One way or another.
Definitely going on there. Yeah. And then also, sometimes you miss some video games too. There's other media that you miss.
Sure. So. Anime. I mean, this is a good time to catch up. I'll even say, I don't think any of us so far have seen Aquaman. I'll watch it. I don't know if it's going. I'm not promising that it'll go on there, but it's worth catching up on some media that you may have missed. It's going to be a complete list. You are going to motherfucking decide who the winners are, just like you did every year.
Yeah.
So I cannot fucking wait for that. And we're going to have our own internal, who should be on the list, who should be off the list. We'll have, some shootout or whatever amongst the core members about it. But I love the fact that the audience gets to decide. We don't decide for you who the fucking winners are.
Yeah, which somehow Brie Larson won an award. I'm just like, I still don't know who she is. I'm just saying.
Still talking about it. Was that like 2 years ago?
She knows what she did.
Yeah.
Messed up.
She's supposed to play some captain person, some major whatever.
Yeah.
It's coming soon. You got
it's
3 months.
March.
Yeah.
It's coming in March.
We'll see.
We gonna see about that one. I still got bets out there on Twitter. If I lose my Twitter account over Captain Marvel, I'm gonna be real good. So, where else should we go?
So I'm surprised, you had like I think you broke a record on Facebook.
Oh goddamn!
So this dude, he got banned for a month. He came back, and within 21 minutes, he got banned again. Oh, that's got to be some kind of record.
Yeah, Zuck has it out to me. He really doesn't appreciate the fact that, you know, kinks need to be shared. You know what I mean? Booty pics, ass pics, titty pics, they need to be shared with the people. Zuck doesn't appreciate it, and fuck him. If I ever see Zuck, I'm gonna shank him. I mean that in a friendly way, though.
Yes,
don't take that
yes, we got it. We got it.
He's just playing. This dude, this is hilarious. There's this dude that's in the chat room, and he's from Brazil. Okay. And he goes, "Is it forbidden to have hair in your country?" And I was like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" I looked at all of us. I was like,
"Oh yeah, we're bald black."
Yeah, we are just Asian
some by
people.
choice, but it's okay.
I shake my head. Yes. I'm not bald. You understand?
Yeah.
But I'm balding. Fireman's got a pretty good hairline going, so we're half brothers. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get the the caveman brow, not brow, but the caveman hairline thing going. So I already feel in the back. It's like it's going, but I don't really care.
You know, it's hard to keep your hair as you get older. God damn it.
It is. I mean, unless you get like
keep it simple.
Yeah, just keep it short.
Just keep it short.
You don't spray it on, or I'm not doing all that.
It's tactical advantage. No one can grab your hair. You know
that's why I do it.
But I got a beard. But if you grab my beard, I'm like, you're right in front of me.
Yeah. Be able to choke him out, right?
Yeah, if you're in front, I can choke you.
Actually, speaking of that, Kronos, you did something fun. Was it earlier today? You want to give a shout out to that?
Oh yeah. So I a guy I used to do jiu-jitsu with, one of the coolest people I've ever having the pleasure to roll with. He lives here in San Diego area, and so I got to roll with him again. I haven't seen him in probably 4 or 5 years. It's been a long time, and so I got to roll with him. He's a black belt now, and I rolled with him. It's basically sparring if you're not familiar with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And then we did a podcast together. So the podcast is it's about 45 minutes long. I was trying to get like 30 minutes in, and then we just kept talking about like stuff. So it was a really good conversation, but it sucks because my camera died partway through, but the audio should still be fine. So it'll be another podcast that'll drop probably on Sunday. Okay. So his name is Will Valencia, and a shout out to 4S Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in, I think it's in Poway? Could be wrong.
Forest?
Yeah.
It might be in San Diego.
Maybe it's San Diego.
Forest Ranch?
No, what's called Forest Jiu-Jitsu. It's called
probably Forest Ranch.
Okay. I gotta look at the address again. But yeah, it's a really cool place to train at. Had a really good time. I got to roll with a lot of higher belts, so it was fun. I fared pretty well. The first time I actually got to slap on at least a submission attempt on this dude, so I was like, I felt very accomplished.
And there's audio and visual for that, right?
Yes, but partway through, like probably the last 10 minutes or maybe 10 to 15 minutes, there's no video. But I'll still put the video up. It'll just cut at a certain point and audio just continue. Okay. So I've got a lot of work to do ahead of me for that video. So I don't look forward to that, but I look forward to getting the content out.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, San Diego.
Is San Diego? Okay. Yeah, it's a great place to train. And apparently he's a couple places, and he instructs there as well, and he does nutrition, personal training, and he teaches self-defense, jiu-jitsu, all stuff. So, great dude.
Good stuff. All right. I have not forgotten about Voltron, but I just have not gotten caught up. I want to talk about it next week, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine. There's a new Troll Hunter spinoff that came out. I don't know if it's called 3 Below or E Below or something like that, but it's on Netflix, and it's basically based upon 2 of the kind of ancillary characters on Troll Hunters.
Okay, do you know who were?
It was like the brother and sister. One was blonde. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's based on them, and apparently they're aliens.
Okay, I'm down for it.
Yeah, it's Troll Hunters, but not. And it's funny because that guy, not Ron Swanson, is that the guy Ron Swanson, the guy with the beard?
Sounds right. Okay.
He's on one of those maybe Community.
Yeah, Parks and Rec.
Mm-hmm. That guy, he plays one of the voices. He plays Varvados, and so he's a pretty funny character, and it's been pretty good so far. I think I'm like 2 or 3 in. So yeah, I enjoy the Troll Hunter thing.
Good shit.
I didn't put the two together until episode 2.
Okay.
So because they weren't in the human form except for the very beginning, and I didn't put 2 together until they saw the characters. So it's they see the characters from Troll Hunters.
Okay.
I was just oh, this is totally Troll Hunters. So yeah.
The one everybody's talking about, and I haven't seen it, of course, yet. The Netflix show with Sandra Bullock where she has a blindfold on. Yeah. What is this bullshit called?
Bird Box?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No. I was trying to watch it with you guys last night.
We had to watch Die Hard.
Yeah,
Chris, you have to watch Die Hard. You know that.
Yeah.
But I want to watch that maybe on the plane headed home and give us a review for that. Maybe it's worthy of going on the Golden Egg points. We'll see. But the internet is certainly going fucking crazy for it.
But you know what's funny is I looked up like the actual rating for it. The rating wasn't that good, but
oh really?
Well, yeah, but you could have just critics. Just, you know, sometimes critics are wrong.
Critics, yeah. Well, critics and audiences are not the fucking same thing.
They're not. Really aren't. Well, especially because some critics they look for too much in a movie. Like they're looking for, like if you're watching an action movie, like you have to recognize it for what it is. You're not going to see some. You know, some Shakespearean experience in this thing. You're not going to see like the greatest acting. You're going to see somebody getting punched in the face or shot in the dick. So, you know, that's what you go for.
No, well, I did watch a nice show that you guys recommended a while back. Netflix, Travelers. Just came out.
I gotta catch up with that. Yeah,
third season.
Yeah.
It's slow. The first 3 or 4 episodes, and then it picks up. It gets good. It gets good. So
you're on season 1.
No. I just finished the last season. The new one just came out.
Marathon.
I need to watch season 2.
So I already seen. I watched when you guys suggested it, recommended it. I watched it.
Nice.
Then picked up the second season. Then I got the email that the 3rd season was out.
Okay.
Watched the 3rd season, and I pushed through the first. It's a good 3 or 4 episodes. You got to kind of push through.
Yeah.
And then once you get through those, then it gets good.
Remember it being a good show.
Yeah. It ties back in to the beginning. I think that's probably going to be the last one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's probably the series finale, but it went well. It was good.
Nice.
So it's good. So
there's a lot of good shows out there. And then what is it? I think it's January. Early January, we're gonna get the new Star Trek Discovery.
Okay.
And I'm really looking forward to that. But I'm not looking forward to paying for it on CBS All Access. Y'all, CBS, you driven. All right, I don't want to pay because the season's probably gonna be 12 episodes long.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 12 weeks that I got to pay for because it's probably gonna be like $20-$30 for a season.
Or you just wait to the end.
Or I just watch it on Plex or some other means.
True.
That's why they're pushing me to. And then the fact that they took so goddamn long to come up with the Blu-ray, you know, it's like, I mean, come on. If the season already came out, it shouldn't be more than 2-3 months for you to drop that on home video. For you to wait that long is just disgusting.
God damn. Yeah. I need to catch up on so much goddamn shit, man. But I'm working through some of my comics. I'm trying to get caught up on Wolverine and Hulk and my X-Men and all of that stuff. And Fantastic Four. So
Fantastic Four has been pretty good.
I'm loving all things. I'm liking where, specifically, I got to give a shout out to, I like where Marvel is right now, comic wise, and they've just impressed me with their own kind of rebirth.
Yeah, they're bringing it back, and I love that last week they had all of the Stan Lee covers.
Yes.
Even though it messed me up, I looked at them and I was like, where are all the numbers? But I was like, oh, it's the Stan Lee memorial thing. So I thought that was pretty dope. I was waiting I knew they had to come up with something when he passed. There's no way that they could have just swept that under the rug. But it was pretty much every single cover of that week was for Stan Lee.
Rightly fucking so. And I believe we'll still see him in the 3 MCU movies for 2019.
Yeah.
I think that's the case. So we'll have
Avengers 4.
Avengers, Endgame, Captain Marvel, and the Spider-Man Far From Home with Jake Gyllenhaal playing Mysterio or whatever. Okay. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, there hasn't been an official trailer for that Spider-Man, but the bar has been raised for Spidey now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I ain't accepting no bullshit no more. You know?
I'm glad I didn't watch that the one with Tony Stark. I'm glad I watched this one.
You're not the only one.
Yeah, yeah. This is certain, and this, as we mentioned in the theater, me and Kronos, this was a banner year for fucking Spider-Man. He was out here flexing on people between video game, this movie, and even being in Avengers Infinity War. I mean, this was his year.
And I still count Venom as a Spider-Man, even though he wasn't in it, they didn't connect it, but it's still a Spider-Man movie. I don't give a shit what anyone says.
And god damn, that movie made so much fucking money. But
yeah, it was way more than expected.
We will see. There is a chance. I'm not vouching for this movie yet, but there is a chance that Aquaman could surpass it in terms of its pacing. We will fucking see.
Talking about Water Jesus?
Water Jesus, Water Thor, as he's known. We will fucking see. I do want to give a review for that, hopefully next week if I can sneak over to the theater. But tomorrow's fucking Disneyland for me, so fuck everything else.
And me.
Yeah. I'm not going, unfortunately. No. So I'm not gonna brave it with a 2-year-old. So.
That's not a good idea.
Yeah. No. Sometimes she throws fits, man. It's just like it's a total meltdown.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. I remember I went to Disney World and like I went to the park and I was like, I can't drink here. I was like, what? And then it was Epcot Center. I was like, oh, okay, thank you, thank you very much.
I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been to Disneyland in several fucking years, and it should be a blast with family. We got a whole bunch of different age groups with us, so we'll see how it goes. I'll give a review for Disneyland next week.
Like it's kind of crazy to go like a group because it's hard to believe that we all have like kids and it's like a bunch of kids. You know what I mean? So
50, 11 of them.
Yeah. So like going out places, it's like you have to keep an eye on all of them. And now it's kind of funny because like my oldest is like kind of detached from like the young kids now, so she's just trying to hang with the adults. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So, but it's neat to see like all the different stages of children because we got kids from age 2 all the way up through 16, so and everywhere in between.
Yeah, it's fun times. Any other? I know this is a weird cast, but in terms of the time and whatnot, but we just wanted to make sure that we stay consistent with being on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, we take that seriously.
Hell yeah.
Except for that one time I got sick, but hey, I wasn't sure how sick I was. I could have killed somebody.
Yeah,
I was that sick. So
we didn't want your virus or whatever the hell that was. Shout out, be on the lookout for next week. Full cast coming back. Blue and Old Ninja for certain. We can make sure that the Golden Eggplants are out. We will make sure that we got up-to-date reviews and a full list of fucking topics on there for to fuck with y'all with. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, the next one is gonna be after the New Year.
Yeah, 2019.
It'll be on the 2nd, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Day right after New Year's Day. Man, time fucking flies. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Hopefully next year it slows down a bit, but it won't. You know, keep speeding up. All right, is that it?
Yeah, man. Captain, you got any parting words of wisdom?
Are you going to recommend that book? Or are you looking at it?
Well, I'm looking at it. So, the only things that I'm kind of I'm looking forward to or trying to do this weekend is one, finish this book that I got from it's called Can't Hurt Me, Master Your Mind and Defy the Odds by David Goggins.
Sound like some self-help.
He's a dude.
So
it's self-help isn't like stop being a little bitch.
Basically, I heard him speak on Joe Rogan's podcast, and I was intrigued enough to buy his book. I'm through the first 50 pages or so now.
Nice.
And it's truthful. So it's not sometimes you read some of these books and they want to sell you some new way to do some old thing, and it's like he's just being very honest, very truthful about himself and how he overcame some odds and adversities to become a Navy SEAL.
You had to try it 3 times. He had to do buds 3 times.
So to get through and how he got through, just how he struggled and how he overcame. And now how he enjoys the struggle so much so to the point now that he does it on a daily basis. How he's become an elite runner, and now he's trying to. I think the part that intrigued me the most it was the fact that he was talking about becoming a wildlife firefighter. And so now after he's already been retired, he's in his 40s, and so it was interesting to hear, because there was a lot of stuff that he was saying that I could relate to directly. And so it's good. It's good to hear. So.
Actually, it's funny though. We were actually talking about him earlier with my jiu-jitsu friend about that guy because he's just like, there's no excuses. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people they get civilized. That's the way he puts it. Yeah. You get civilized and you get used to being complacent in a lot of things in your life. And I don't know if he says it in the book, but to me, it's like people let society just kind of drag them along in their survival. It's like you're not going to see like a 600-pound person in the wild. The reason why is because they'll just get eaten by a predator. It's like people that are like that far gone in like any aspect of their lives, they just would not survive in the wild. And I think that most people, they need to understand that and they need to stop making excuses for themselves and be like, look, I'm fucked. I had to go through this in my life where I was just like, I'm fucked up. Let's do what I can to make myself better. But some people are just complacent about it.
No, he definitely spells it out, and he's very blunt. And he's very open about it. Uses a lot of foul language that people don't really like, but
he's a harsh person.
It's hard for them to hear, but nonetheless it's true. So
one more time, the title.
The title is "Can't Hurt Me, Master Your Mind and Defy the Odds" by David Goggins.
Nice. Sorry, Old Ninja had a question for us before I say my piece and then get out of here. What was the best gift we got this year?
Man, I got a lot of fucking gift cards.
Oh, right.
But you know what? I like gift cards, so I guess I'll go with that. What y'all got?
I got a golden coffee cup.
Oh, yeah.
It's not literally golden, but you'll see it on the next podcast. It's dope looking. So, yeah.
Gifts. I'm too old. I don't get gifts.
If
I want something, I give something.
I give a lot of gifts.
So I would have to say the only real, I guess, gift would be this, where we're at.
Yeah.
This is a big gift. This is a huge gift. So, yeah.
Not to be too sentimental.
No.
But I can't let this cast in without mentioning one big thing, man.
What's up?
God damn it, Hentai Haven went down. Now, you listen to me real well, man. This site meant a lot to me, goddammit. It's gotten me through some dark days. You talk about these self-help books and all that. Hentai Haven really was made for me.
Them tentacles was helpful, y'all.
Oh, man. They had the greatest, collection. I liked the way it was organized. I liked all the fucking vids and the top-rated ones and all the weird categories that you would never find in a whole lot of different places. Supposedly, and the internet is going wild about how and why, supposedly the owner couldn't afford the site anymore. Something about he bought a fur coat, which I don't believe. I don't know why.
Did he find albino chinchilla?
I don't know what was going on. It must have been silverback hair. You know what I mean? From Harambe himself. I don't know what happened. But goddamn,
how does he end up in almost every one of you guys' cars?
Yeah.
We don't forget. We don't forget about Harambe.
Here's the thing. If y'all got GoFundMe's for all this other bullshit, make a GoFundMe for Hentai Haven coming back.
Yeah.
So seriously, it's a project for you to do.
Man, you know what? I need to set this up right after this cast. I'm doing it. Hentai Haven, that was a big loss. Holy shit, I'm not recovered.
Yeah, they got a GoFundMe for building a wall.
Yeah.
They should have a GoFundMe about getting in them walls.
Yeah.
Get in the anime walls.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of other sites that are popping up left and right. I'm trying to filter out which one is going to be, the number one site. But that was important to me. I have to mention that. I know it's too wholesome for most of the people on here.
No.
Oh man. All right. Cornels, I'm sorry, we stepped on your...
Yeah, but I forgot what was the question.
What was it?
What's
the best gift you got?
Oh, Kagan had twins.
Not yet.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
That is great.
He's always talking to you.
Yeah, I was like...
Yeah, he's got twins too. So, yeah.
My twins?
Yeah. 2 sets of twin boys.
He's going to finish a meet one day and be like...
Yeah.
The Spider-Man. That's good. But what was the question that you asked, in the beginning? Just pardon shots or...
Shit, I guess pardon shots. Yeah, or final recommendations. Anything for the week.
Oh, final recommendation. Just, if you have family, talk to them. Love them, and just know that you only have one family, and you only have so much time left on the earth. So every day that you have is one less that you're going to have. So if you have any problems with your family, try to resolve it. If you can't, you tried best. But
shank them.
Yeah. This time of the year is the best time of the year to give and to also, connect with the family or reconnect with family. Or, same thing with friends.
Yes.
So, it's been really good to come down here and just, reconnect with all. We didn't lose connect or anything, but it's been good to just...
But being in this environment,
it's
different, you know what I mean? And so you have some time here, and we have a lot of memories just here. So it's good.
Yeah.
Creating good memories.
Yeah.
Kids don't remember this for a long time.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Oh, and never... ever been pumpkin pie over. Just don't do that bullshit for the holidays.
So
you know better.
Yeah.
Sweet potato pie only, goddammit.
Can't make come in here and get mad. That nonsense.
And no vegan shit.
Yeah. Well, you're the one that showed all the vegan soul food.
I did. Positive story. It was positive.
You're positive about vegan soul food.
Oxymoron.
That's a trap, bro.
Yeah, it is a trap. Not the fun kind of trap that I always do. Man, thank y'all for coming through. And thank you for inviting us over. We appreciate being on here. We're going to have a full regular cast next week, but it's going to be special because it's going to be the first one of 2019. Damn it.
And that's
safe for New Year's.
That's going to be our 4th year of podcast.
Damn, we're
podcast.
veterans. We're veterans of the game.
It's pretty dope.
That's what it is.
All right, Black and Black Ops Infinity. We're out this bitch.
Peace.